Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about Destiny's conversation with her life coach, in which she talks about the cast members held Martell Holt accountable for his actions towards Melody Cherie. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. And everyone, please like, share, and don't forget to let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now let's get into today's video. Destiny was basically saying that she feels that the cast held Martell Holt accountable. And I was just thinking, how, Sway? When? Like, we all have our opinions, but I just feel like, when exactly did the castmates hold Martell accountable? Now, Destiny did say something, and I do agree with her to an extent that she held Martell accountable. Now, I don't know the extent to which Destiny held Martell accountable outside of the cameras. However, I remember when she was in front of Mardoni, and she called Martell out about a post I think he made on Instagram or something like that. So I think that was the first time anyone on the show actually held Martell accountable to an extent. Now, I feel like to an extent, all of the things that Destiny has done since then does not really reflect someone that holds someone accountable, in my opinion. Do you guys remember at that reunion where she was basically threatening to expose Melody Cherie? What are you trying to expose? I bet it is something that Martell told you. And my thing is, if you're saying that you're holding someone accountable, you can't hold someone accountable. And then when the other person that you're trying to sort of, defend irritates you, you then jump ship. Right is right and wrong is wrong, irrespective of who the parties are. And I think that's where I disagree with her. However, in terms of the cast members as a whole holding him accountable, I think not. If she said to an extent she did, I would say I can even accept that, because in all fairness to her, she did more than any other castmate has done in terms of actually holding Martell and saying something to Martell about his behavior. I personally wish that she had clarified that a little bit more and just said, I won't say the cast members held him accountable, but I will say I did. And I think that needs to come across quite clearly. Instead, it feels like she's almost doing publicity, PR, sort of cleaning up of the fact that Martell was not held accountable, but these women are riding for her now. And she wasn't even married to Moses, and she was previously married to a different man, despite dealing with him for 15 years on and off. It make sense. Now, the life coach did ask her something interesting, and I thought, let's discuss it. She said, why do you still keep your friendship with Martell? And I thought that was really interesting, because her initial response was, I'm confused as to why wouldn't I? And I'm like, if I had a friend that was constantly doing wrong, treating people like crap, I'm not going to be oblivious to think that it is not one day going to come and affect me in some way and still be saying, oh yeah, we're good friends and stuff. It's a different thing to have a pattern of terrible, outrageous, unhinged behavior versus doing something wrong. You can do a few things wrong. Absolutely. But if you have a pattern of unhinged behavior, lack of accountability, why would I, if I was in my right mind, continue to remain friends with you? It doesn't make any sense. Now, she does say she has been friends with him since high school. And I'm like, okay, so just because you've been friends with someone since high school does not mean that you need to continue to be friends with them. So that does not make any sense. But then she does say that, of course, she tells him when he makes wrong choices and that she chooses to stay neutral. Here's the thing. Stay neutral means that you are sitting on the fence. When it comes to things like revenge abuse, all sorts of disrespect on that level, stay neutral is not acceptable. So which is it? Are you calling him out or are you staying neutral? Which one is it? She says she chooses to stay neutral and love him where he is. She did say that Martell has been consistent as a friend and kept showing up. So I think that's what she means by, what Kimmy said about Martell always being the one to call her to check in on her. Maybe that's also what she means in terms of him being consistent and continuously showing up. Now, the therapist or life coach or whatever you want to call her asked how open Martell was to receiving feedback. She said that, sometimes it takes him a while to take accountability. And then the life coach, I feel, was trying to clean it up, because she then said, what it sounds like you're saying is he may struggle to receive it, but then he works to change his behavior. I'm like, girl, no. That man does not take accountability. And even when it seems like he takes accountability, it's backhanded. And then he may take accountability today, and then when he gets irritated in another interview, does not take accountability for the same thing he took accountability for the first time. So it was clearly fake accountability. It was not real. He was just doing it to placate people, for people to feel like, oh, Martell is taking accountability. But in reality, it's just BS, and he's not going to stand by that. I would have loved for Destiny to give me an example of where Martell is taking accountability and did not backtrack at any point. I'll wait. If you guys know it, let me know in the comment section below. But as far as I know, every time Martell is ever taking accountability for something, first it was either backhanded. Let's assume he took full accountability. He would regress by saying some dumb-ish about the same thing later. So how is that accountability? Now, I will say, whilst I don't really see it for the life coach or Destiny, I am a fair person. I will say that the life coach did say something that I do think is quite helpful for people as humans, right? Now, it may have been a slight dig at Melody. I don't know for a fact, because she did not mention names. However, she did sort of talk about how she feels like she's been at a place of bitterness before, and that it will destroy your soul, and that people need to make sure they're not holding a grudge. So the viewers of the show should not hold a grudge against anybody. And I hear what she is saying, right? She did also talk about like forgiveness is always in your best interest and refuse to hold a grudge. Now, I completely agree with all of those things. In my personal life, no matter what someone has done to me, I try my hardest to not hold it against them. If it gets to the point where I feel like I'm holding a grudge, I pray about it just so I can have a clear and clean conscience. And I think that's very important, because no word of a lie, I generally wake up every single day happy, full of joy, and just getting on, because I don't hold anything against anybody. When people do stuff to me, I just try as much as possible to let it go. And considering I've been at a place before where I was holding on to every single thing, I didn't have peace. I was always irritated, angry and stuff. So I do agree with what she's saying about it is always good to let things go. There is no need holding a grudge, just move on and stuff. But I also understand that people can do hurtful things to you, that sometimes it can be hard to not hold a grudge. But what I will always say is maybe do what I did. If it gets to the point where I'm really holding something and not letting it go, I start to pray about it. I start to pray for the person, because I'm like, if I pray for this person consistently, there's no way I'll be able to hold a grudge against them. It's impossible. Now I'm taking my personal time with God, using it to pray about this person and pray for them. Not even praying about the situation as such. I may just be praying like, okay, good things happen for the person. And also God should help me like let this feeling that I have against them go. And just things like that. And I do that consistently until I just realize like, wow, I don't actually have anything against the person anymore. So I feel like we all can learn something about that. So irrespective of whether it was meant on a shady level, I will say on a positive level, that is good advice. Now, that is all I have to talk to you guys about today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.